a good manager overperforms with what he's got. You know, we can't honestly sit here. I don't think anyone thinks Arsenal is filled with world beaters, but you can't sit here and say he's maximizing the little he has. Like you might say currently with Vieira, like you might say with Potter, like you might historically say with Rodgers, you know. I'm sorry, whatever you say about Pepe, Lacazette, Aubameyang, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, I shouldn't be sitting there and saying they're struggling to score or create chances. If anything, we should be sitting there and saying, Guita, what a performance from the keeper like De Gea a couple of years ago at the Emirates. We don't say that. So from that, there's issues. Defensively, there's been some improvement. There's been some sort of emphasis on improvement, although we still can see cheap goals. We see 2 cheap goals yesterday, a cheap goal against Spurs, you know, cheap chances given to Spurs, you know, cheap incidences against Brighton, you know, cheap at the start of the season. You know, you pay for these things when you don't do things correctly. You know, this is the territory you find yourself in. It's as simple as that. He's not maximized his playing squad. That's one thing. Generally, there's a lack of players with Jacques. There's a lack of players globally with Xhaka's profile. Scouting would have to be super good for that position. I see where you're going, but you're putting him along some elite names. And to be fair to you, are we really saying we can't find a midfielder that can receive off the centre halves and dictate? I mean, you know, come on now. We should be able to do that. We lack bravery. We play too slow. We never rotate. Why, for 90 minutes, is Pepe still on the same side? And this is what I always say. I would like to see the players swapping flanks. Players don't trust each other or themselves with the ball in tight spaces. Recruitment is shocking. 50 million centre back that don't watch ball. Manager is part of it, but players have to apply themselves. Like Aubameyang, when he does his pressing, the entire team feed from his energy. Laka also showed us how players can impact the game. Facts. Big up DG, just showing some love before I start work. Arsenal keeps frustrating me. 868, Guna, I appreciate that. And you speak for everyone, man. Bankier said, yup, shambolic recruitment. And as hard as it is to accept that Edu and Mikel Arteta are incompetent, it hurts to see the weak mentality of these players. No on-field vocal leadership to help the young players. We do gas it's always the player that isn't involved that's the messiah. But fundamentally, we lost, man. It feels like we lost. If Lacazette doesn't start on Friday, I'm done with Arteta. We don't have leadership on the pitch, makes things worse. Our coach is poor, boy. All parties still learning. Laka and Oba did link up well last night. Pardon me. Arteta has to stop playing Lokonga in the Xhaka role, play to his strengths. A midfielder, he should know this. To be fair to you, he sits there and says, I'm an 8. So, boy, you got to do all of that. But for me, the man's a 6. Can't wait to see Laka in the San Siro, Forza Milan. I mean, could you lot get that done in January so at least we get some peas? Got to come to terms with reality. We're meaty for at least another season. Trippy, I've been telling you, man. I told you, lot, don't let these lot get you vexed when you're getting ripped. You know, don't let these lot make you feel their levels when they're doing well. But we need a whole new thing. New owner, new recruitment, new technical director, new gaffer. You know, I don't doubt that you can be a Premier League manager, but right now, you're not doing the business, man. You know, you're not doing the business. It's just not good enough. It's just not good enough, man. That is apparently Benzema's going on trial for blackmail at this current moment in time, folks. Make of that what you will, man. It's mad. Oh man, I think the build up of playing our FA Cup run versus Chelsea and Man City. Why have we gone backwards? Maybe it's because people didn't know. Like, you know, obviously Arteta was an unknown entity. Now they've clocked what man's on. Cut it with the Xhaka noise. He still has blood on his hands for all his crimes, right? I mean, he ain't killed no one. He's just been bad at football, right? I respect Laka coming into the game as a professional, puts his best foot forward every time. Can't say that about every man. Fair play to Aubameyang for scoring the goal, but his wild celebrations could be the reason why we drop off our game intensity in the bigger picture. Love for the super chat, but I mean, let's keep a bit of perspective. I think that's harsh, bro. That's harsh. You know, man's allowed to celebrate, bro. I fancy Villa. I backed us last night, got out of trouble by backing Palace at 1-1, cashed out at 90 minutes. We looked tired last night, and the same team will be picked if we ain't got injuries. Off topic, how long until Newcastle win the league? How long's a piece of string, man? Locatelli, Guimaraes, Coop Myers would have all been good options for Xhaka. Somehow we didn't get that done, unfortunately. Again, so is it a thing where there's people that haven't got the profile to improve this team, or is it just these man are meaty, or is it just Arteta and Edu are bordering on deluded where they believe that this midfield is good enough? On Friday, I'd play Martinelli, Lacazette, Smith Rowe, Pepe. I'd probably go Aubameyang, Aubameyang on the left, Lacazette through the middle, probably lean towards Saka on the right. Last chance saloon for Saka. If not, you got a whole bench. But again, Pepe's probably pushing. And the only thing with Martinelli is because I want Aubameyang to start based on how he played with the press. And I think, Martinelli on the right isn't going to quite give you, even though I think he should learn to play there, it's not going to give you much. So it could be a Pepe thing. Whoever we start, it doesn't matter. This team and manager are dead. Arteta out. Harsh. Make sure you're following on Twitch, bro, people. Boys and gals out there, because obviously after this, at 3 p.m. I'll be talking more Arsenal. And shout out to Big Owen on Twitch as well for subscribing as well. Appreciate that. All right, I don't want Alba nowhere near the left, but I hear it. I don't either, man. But at the same time, yeah, man. Just say you don't like Alba. Saka was poor yesterday, needs to be taken out the firing line. I hear that logic. I hear that. Players passed up too many opportunities to release Aubameyang. If he runs through, either scores or gets fouled. Why are we not brave enough to make the pass? Because certain people ain't got the ability. And Pepe even as well. Hey, DG, Arteta is not getting the most out of the players he has. Don't let them express themselves. At the start of the season, I said I would give him up until Christmas. Things are not looking good. Amen. Players don't make systems. Systems make players. You can't just buy players. Exactly. You look at Liverpool. They always got players that tied into the system. Sometimes you have to have your own system, but sometimes you have to play to what you've got. And I can't lie, a part of me starts thinking, do you know what? If you're not going to sign centre mids and do all the things to be on the front foot, and I'm not saying you can be the underdog in every game, but we seem to look better when we do the 3 at the back, or if it's not 3 at the back, 4 at the back, and we're just doing this counter-attacking thing. If we're not trying to be on the front foot, where again, I don't think being a counter-attacking side for 38 games is sustainable. But if we're not showing a willingness to do anything away from that, then we might as well just go back to what we was doing. We might as well go back to being a counter-attacking side. Less of the ball, strike when the moment's hot, when it's hot, and then get your goals and things. Like someone said with the wins we had in the FA Cup, couple of other games, that intensive pressing, it's not there. Whether I don't know if it's Arteta's ability to communicate that you need to press all the time, the player's willingness, the player's ability to be able to do that consistently. I don't know what it is, but it's baffling, and for me, there needs to be too much perfect for us things to go well for Arsenal to turn up. And again, I don't want it to be a North London derby for me to see people pressing, doing more than the bare minimum, bro. You need to behave like Palace is, the Europa League final or whatever. You need to treat every game the same. I know you're not gonna win every game and whatever, but again, it's the performances. That's what's frustrated me off the Palace game. That's what frustrated me at the start of the season. Even when we've won, we've not played well. And I don't want to sound like I'm moaning, but these things are not sustainable.